Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Test, test, test. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm not sure if this is on or not. Waiting for things to click in here. Facebook. If you are able to hear this, this is the pre-show. Pre-show. And I think I can get started. It's propagating. Okay. I'm going to do one more thing, folks. Forgot to do this. Always forgetting to do something. We're going to get the Linglestown Gazette Facebook page in front of me and take a look at this video. Make sure we are, in fact, broadcasting. And then we'll be ready to go. Sorry for the lateness today. I guess if I actually work a job, believe it or not. Yes, I am live. We're going to go there. I hear myself, so we're good to go. All right, welcome. Welcome, one and all, to a brand new week. Plenty of cards. We're ready to rock and roll here. I am Bill Bostic, your local yokel newscaster, wannabe Walter Cronkite, reporting for Linglestown Gazette Morning Update. Of course, we're brought to you by Consolidated Insurance Services, 6109 Jonestown Road. To spotlight that, that's right behind the Carnes Food Plaza. Look for the Erie Insurance sign on their right there in the front yard. It's a former home, now turned into an office. We're also brought to you in part today by a new sponsor brought to us by my co-host Crystal Bob, TJ's Shingles. Let me give you a look at this. TJ's Shingles. They are, I like this, certified shingle applicators. In other words, they're in the roofing business. And I'm going to be their human billboard this week. They did the $50 sponsorship, and I wear the shirt all over the place. Yeah, you see TJ's Shingles, 717-343-5845. TJ's Shingles, our shirt sponsor for the week. Today, what we're going to do is do a rapid fire run through of some local stuff. Beginning of the week, lots happening over the next few days. Give you a quick look at that. A quick look at high school sports. Again, stuff happening on that scene. It's probably our most popular feature that we present, Linglestown Gazette Sports, on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, it is sports_Gazette, if you want to look for it there. And then we're going to wrap things up with a big issue that's brewing and how we can get fired up on the, I think I have it here, yes. How we can be all part of the CWS, the Community Watchdog System. Not like in the old days where we had newspapers, right, and they had dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of reporters. We don't have that today. We, as watchdogs, have to do our own thing. Here we go. I want to remind you, I've been reminding you all of last week. And I'd like to say good morning to Karen Long, Kathy Sellers-Dupes, David Jones, Consolidated Insurance Services, is in the room. Good morning, Kathy. I want to remind you again that Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, our new Lieutenant Governor, he's formerly was the mayor of Braddock, 6'8", rarely wears a suit, and my kind of guy. He's going to be kicking off his listening tour on the possibility of legalizing recreational marijuana right here in our community tonight. And hopefully the roads will be clear enough so you can get out there. Tonight, February 11th, from 6 until 7:30. He's going to be at the Jewish Federation of Greater Harrisburg. I believe we used to call that the Jewish Community Center. That's at 3301 North Front Street in Harrisburg. That's Susquehanna Township, I believe, right just north of the city line. So he's on a listening tour. He's for recreational marijuana. Doesn't matter. He wants to hear what you have to think about it. So that's tonight. Also tonight, the Central Dauphin School Board will be in session, 7 o'clock. They typically meet and will be meeting tonight at Central Dauphin East High School's Lecture Hall. Just go right in the main entrance, follow your nose right to the rear of the building, make a left, and the lecture hall is down there on your right, if you can follow that. And I think this is an interesting meeting in that, once again, they're going to be talking about swaps. And this is what it has on the agenda: a constant maturity swap. I don't know what swap stands for. This is an alternative investment. And the consultant involved in this is Mr. Jay Wenger. Now, if you followed school board politics, school board issues, you know that Jay Wenger was a former Central Dauphin School District school board member. Now he's back selling his services as far as a financial consultant. And my challenge to you as a citizen is, do you want, I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm saying, look at this. I would be surprised if one or two of our school board members really understand what a swap is. Do you want your tax money being invested in a swap? How will that swap perform as compared to more traditional investments? I don't know. I don't have all those answers, but ideally we would find out. Good morning, Susan George. Michael Mazzacaro Jr., welcome to you. So that's a big question. It's an interesting one. If I was a full-time reporter, I'd be digging into that quite a bit. They're also going to be talking about the realignment of East High School's schedule, Central Dauphin East High School, something to do with their schedule, and an update on the West Hanover Elementary project. That's all in the works tonight. Tomorrow night, the Lower Paxton Township Board of Supervisors will be in workshop session. That's when they discuss things. Typically, they don't vote. And on the agenda tomorrow night is Coons Pool. The pool is looking for approximately $3,100 to repair the dive pool. So we're looking to get, I say we because I'm a member of the board, we're looking to get some help from the township on that. They'll be discussing that. So if you want to see some of your tax money used for Coons Pool, a true community pool, anyone can go in there. You don't even have to be a guest. You just pay it has been $10 a day. And if you live in Alaska and you're visiting, you're from the city of Harrisburg and you're coming out to the burbs, whatever, you're welcome. Also, they're going to be talking about a smoking ordinance which would restrict what you could smoke in our township parks, and apparently the restriction would include electronic cigarettes. So those are a couple of the items tomorrow night. On Wednesday, Andrew Lewis. Now, who is Andrew Lewis? Anyone know who Andrew Lewis is? If you don't know, he's our new state representative. He represents us in the Pennsylvania state capitol in faraway Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I say far away because a lot of people, I'm serious about this, a lot of people that are watching this and in our community have never stepped foot in our Capitol building. And it's just minutes away. Hi, good morning, Karen. I wonder, Karen, is Central Dauphin High School, I forgot to check, the Central Dauphin School District, are you guys closed today? I bet you are. I didn't check, though. I would imagine that's the case. But State Representative Andrew Lewis is holding a town hall here in Lower Paxton Township this Wednesday, 6 until 8 p.m. That's going to be I believe it's going to be in the Municipal Center on Prince Street. Probably in the regular meeting room for the supervisors. So you can interact with your state rep. Talk to him about recreational marijuana. Whatever. He's going to be there for you. Tonight, moving over to the Tonino's Pizza High School Sports Report. I should back up and just say that all that stuff I was talking about up to this point was brought to you by Kane Mortgage. Kane Mortgage, just west of Linglestown. They're members of the nationwide mortgage licensing system, number 51058. They will help you out with your money issues, especially if you have buying a home, refinancing a mortgage, reverse mortgage, or if you need to find money, check with them. That's what I've done. Also, it was brought to you by St. Thomas Roasters, the information so far, a longtime sponsor of this show. And today, their dark roast is Sumatra Gayo. The medium roast is Malali Peaberry. Malali Peaberry. Okay, the mild roast is Peru. The flavored is vanilla. And the decaf is Peru. Now, I challenge anyone to try and say these names. They're difficult. Malali Peaberry. Okay. What is a peaberry? I don't know. All right, moving over to the Tonino's Pizza. Pizza and Grill, local high school sports report. We work with the one on Progress Avenue. It's very close to Progress Avenue and Elmerton Avenue, right there at Susquehanna Township High School. Pizza Margarita. That my co-host Crystal Bob is dreaming of Pizza Margarita. She's on a special diet type program. No sugar for another 18, 19 days. All right, tonight's High School Hoops Expo, sponsored by Tonino's and a host of other companies, has been postponed and moved till next Sunday. We made that decision yesterday with the snow coming in. All right, so you still have a chance to come out and see some of the best high school athletes, basketball players. We'll be interviewing them. You can say hello if you're into sports, and get some of the great food out there at Ted's Bar and Grill in West Hanover Township. The PIAA District 3 basketball playoff information's out. The Central Dauphin Rams, after only winning 3 games last year, have piled up a record of 15 wins, 7 losses, have made the District 3 Class 6A playoffs. They're the number 6 seed. I mean, what a turnaround. They're going to be hosting a game next Tuesday, February 19th, against the Manheim Township Blue Streaks. All right, the Blue Streaks are at 14-7, and I saw on Twitter or Facebook that Central Dauphin coach Wayne Fletcher said, "Don't let Manheim Township fool you. They are a good team, and it should be an interesting contest." Again, Central Dauphin High School next Tuesday, 7 o'clock start. The Central Dauphin Lady Rams have qualified for our first round bye. They ended up fourth in the rankings. That gives them a bye in the first round. They're at 16 wins, 6 losses. They will host a game next Thursday, February 21st, 7 o'clock. They'll be playing the winner of Cedar Crest and Central York. The interesting about that is we're homers here. We follow the Central Dauphin Lady Rams. We beat Central York last year for the District 3 championship in quite a spirited game last year. That brings us to our final point, folks. I was going to tell you about something when it talks about the CWS, Community Watchdog System. And unlike before, what's this? Okay, unlike before, you relied on professional reporters to do all this stuff, right? Well, that's not really possible anymore because it's just the business side of doing news has changed so radically with the internet, and no one's really come up with a real great way of doing it. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to reinvent local journalism because local matters. And what I wanted to just give you a quick update on, I posted this morning, I was doing my job for a company called CapitalWire.com. We follow state government information, and that's why sometimes I'm not here on a set basis, because I'm working for an employer. And this is a volunteer, this is like sort of a side thing. I hope to make it into a full-time thing, but we're not there yet, and we're going to need your help, honestly. But right now, I've been talking periodically about the storm water issues in our township. It's an issue that's around across the state because we're being pressed by the federal government, and probably rightly so, to get our act together to help the Chesapeake Bay, really an environmental wonder, be healthy. And part of that has to do with what runs off our hard surfaces into drains and eventually into the Susquehanna River. But there was a story out of Lancaster where you may have seen it on regular news. There's a shopping, like an outlet plaza down there that had a huge, what they thought was a sinkhole. I mean, gigantic. It swallowed up 5 or 6 cars. This is down off of Route 30, one of those small outlet plazas. I think it was Tanger Outlet. Any of you remember that? Good morning, Kane Smelts. Need a drink? Well, it turns out that was not a sinkhole. No. What it was a storm water management system, an underground thing that failed miserably. And it caused this huge opening, a cavern to open up in that parking lot. They're going to have to redo everything that was underground there and put it together. Do you realize that Lower Paxton Township, and really any municipality where there's there's development, right? Where there's housing, where there's parking lots, where there's shopping malls, where there's all this hard surface, that places like Lower Paxton Township has an extensive network of underground facilities that carry stormwater here and there. And I heard from a good source in recent weeks, someone who used to work with the township, that there's a map of that network at our township public works building off of Locust Lane. And they've mapped out all these things. And it's pretty much well known, in this past couple summers when it's been so wet, has proven that system, things that have been in the ground for over a decade, are starting to wear out and fail. I know one resident, and I've told you here before, you may have missed it. There's one resident in the edge of Colonial Park that has a massive sinkhole in her yard because a stormwater drain failed. And trying to get it fixed has been difficult so far. So, this would be a great opportunity, I think, for us to work together. Now, I've had this, the story of the woman with the big sinkhole, I've had that on my desk forever. For freaking ever. And this is where the community watchdog system could come in. If you're interested in helping track down some information, specifically right now, my big concern is this woman doesn't have the ability, the financial ability to fix this thing. So she has this gaping hole. I could put my Mini Cooper inside the hole that's on her side yard. And as far as working with her, working with the township, potentially working with other people, together we may be able to help her. Now, if we help her out, guess what? What happens if you have a stormwater drain that fails on your private property and the township says, well, it's on private property, we're not going to do anything about it? And let's say that pipe services 10, 20, 40, 50 homes, and it just happens to be running through your side yard, but it's because it's on private property, you can't get governmental help. These are the types of things we can do if we work together. I'm not going to be able to do it myself. I can tell you that right now. I am not going to be able to do it myself. I am piled over with work, family, trying to get Linglestown Gazette, Com News, Inc. off the ground. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you have any interest at all, just say, look, I'll spend a little bit of time on this. I mean, I'll take an hour here or 45 minutes there. If Bill will tell me what to do, where he needs help, get in contact with me. There's zillions of ways. I put my phone number out there on Facebook, Facebook Messenger, whatever. Just get in touch with me. Let's work together to nail this thing down. And keep track of what's going on. They've talked a lot about funding this thing with a $128 fee if you have a residential property. But they really haven't gotten into too much detail as far as, there hasn't been a lot of public discussion on what they're going to actually do, just some general things. You really have to dig a little harder to find that. But I think we should find out what they're going to fix, what pipes, what streams, whatever, so we have an idea what's going on and keep an eye on it. That's all I got. That's it. That's all I have today. Probably ran over time, getting a little excited. Very unlike Walter Cronkite. I'm sorry about that. But this is Bill Bostic signing off for Linglestown Gazette Update. Brought to you by Consolidated Insurance Services. And this week, TJ's Shingles. Certified Shingle Applicator. 717-343-5845. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.